Okay, at this time, I'll call the February 23rd, 2026 meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge if you can.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Make a motion to adopt tonight's agenda.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Presentations, presentations. Sheriff's Office.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. January started off with 342 calls for service. It's on par with what we've seen in years past. We responded to 4 assaults, 4 theft reports, and 2 damage to property calls. We had 19 arrests for miscellaneous offenses and conducted 106 traffic stops, which resulted in 19 traffic citations on our roadway. A couple of our notable calls, one being on the 9th at 9:47 p.m., Deputy Vitek stopped a vehicle after checking the plate and learning that the vehicle had been sold, but the title not properly transferred. While speaking with the driver, Deputy Vitek learned that this driver did not have a valid driver's license and was canceled inimical to public safety. The driver thought he had a valid license, but he had received a yellow document in the mail, and acknowledged he had not paid outstanding fines. The driver was arrested and transported to jail where he was booked on gross misdemeanor driving after cancellation. On the 19th, Deputy Sullivan was dispatched a phone call fraud report. While speaking with the caller, Deputy Sullivan learned that the victim had provided a $500 Venmo payment through Facebook Messenger to someone offering to sell a John Deere tractor. Our caller had yet to receive that piece of machinery that he had paid the $500 for. The seller ended up giving several excuses to the buyer on why he couldn't pick the tractor up and stopped communicating with our victim in this case. Deputy Sullivan conducted an investigation on her own and was quickly able to locate the exact picture of this tractor the victim had intended to buy on an auction website priced at $3,800 from Ontario, Canada. Deputy Sullivan was able to successfully identify the suspects in this case through the use of our law enforcement databases and has since completed her case by sending it to our investigations team for charges of theft by swindle. And then finally on the 28th of January at 1:04 a.m., Deputy Madsen observed a vehicle traveling well above the posted speed limit on Highway 65 and 181st Avenue. When the deputy attempted to stop that car, the driver accelerated to speeds of over 100 miles per hour and continued northbound, crossing into Isani County. The vehicle eventually slowed near an intersection in Isani, where the deputy performed a controlled pursuit immobilization technique, or a pit maneuver, as we refer to it as, bringing the vehicle to a stop. Both occupants of the vehicle were compliant with commands and were safely detained. The driver was found to have a revoked driver's license. No contraband was located during this search. The driver did later admit to fleeing out of fear and poor decision making. So the driver was transported to jail and booked on charges of fleeing in a motor vehicle and driving after revocation. So that was it for the month of January, pretty standard from what we see usually at this time of year. Just as a reminder, next month we're going to do our Meet the Deputy Night. So I'll bring all of our contract deputies that serve our East Bethel community here. So please make sure to tune in and join us. We have a number of returning deputies that have worked the city for a long time, which is a good thing, but we also see some new faces as well. So that's what we're planning on doing next month.
Sounds good. Anybody got any questions for?
Just a question on curiosity on this fraud case, saying that the original or the exact picture of the tractor was out of Ontario, Canada, but you did identify individuals involved. Were those individuals actually like local to the state and were just using that picture?
Yes, local to the state, well within our ability to enforce what had happened here. So it sounds like it was just some pic or clip art that you would find online and
they just
post it.
Took a picture, copied, and
yeah, and we see a lot of these scams. So please be cautious when you're looking at Facebook Messenger, eBay, all those other things. Look for those reviews. make sure you're doing your research before you do that. We get a lot of fraud cases through our investigative division. So that extra 2 minutes that it takes to look at these things is super helpful.
Or,
You can see through it if you really take a moment to gain some knowledge on what you're buying and who you're buying it from, and a little preparation goes a long way on this. Very easy to spot if you know what to look for.
yeah, stop and think for 5 minutes.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I do. Two of my neighbors this week have complained to me, and one of them, I saw the sheriff's over by there, with these scams, online phone calling up and telling people that they owe money or whatever.
Yeah.
Looks like they're really targeting this area.
Yeah, we've seen an uptick in that, but I use the word uptick maybe cautiously. We're always dealing with those. Those are very, very common. Were these people identifying themselves as members of the sheriff's office?
No, they were identifying themselves as someone from the bank, and there was an error in their account.
Yeah, again, be careful. Usually the banks communicate through certified mail, and we would communicate with anybody through certified mail or in person. We do see those quite a bit, and usually people are communicating, with VPNs, so it's very, very difficult for us to track where those calls originate from. Education is the key component here, I think, and knowing that these things exist is half the battle. And we don't call and ask for money. We never call and tell you that you have a warrant. We usually don't do anything like that. So if you have any questions, or if something just doesn't seem right, it probably is. You can rely on your instincts in this case. And if you have any questions, hang up the phone, call 911, ask to speak to a deputy. They'll be able to tell you if what you're receiving on the other end of your previous phone call is legitimate or not.
Yeah, one of the neighbors said, they called him and said there was $14,000 actually put into his account.
Yeah.
He said thank you and hung up. So, so that was kind of nice. But
Wow.
good to know though that.
It's out there.
Oh, they're pretty good at it. One called me about a year ago and actually had my oldest grandson's voice on there. Yeah. And at first I was taking it for serious, and then it just didn't work out. He wouldn't give me a badge number or nothing like this. And they actually use your family's voices. Somehow they get them.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
AI plays a lot into that too. And a lot of our information can be found online. It's as simple as a Google search. So.
Yeah, and they are very sophisticated, because I know somebody who they called and the name and number of the bank was on the caller ID, so they thought it was absolutely legit, and they called back and it was the same person because they intercepted the bank's phone number somehow.
Yep.
So it's very scary how sophisticated they can be.
Yeah, I've gotten them as well, and they promise lots of things, and the key is not to give out any personal information. And what they said, in addition to the thing that they're calling about, they said, we have information that accounts have been opened in your name in these 10 different banks. And these were local banks.
Mm-hmm.
So, but as soon as I pressed them on some information, then they're done talking. But just be certain, I called up the local banks and said, do I have a mystery account here?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's always best to verify and don't give your information out.
Yep.
I have a quick question I'd like to ask since we're discussing this, but have you experienced any issues with cryptocurrency scams and crypto ATMs here in the county or in the city?
Yeah, I
'Cause
was gonna jump into that. That's a whole nother.
Yeah.
That's a separate, completely separate than somebody actually trying to scam you physically. Some of these kiosks and things are up for discussion on what the effectiveness is, what their usage is, without increasing the ability to conduct criminal activity. Cryptocurrency it's new. I don't know a whole heck of a lot about it, but we're learning in the investigative division slowly but surely. Following the money trail is very difficult for us because a lot of these accounts exist overseas, and at that point, as you know, our hands are tied, and some of our federal partners have really helped and stepped up with taking some cases over a large sum of money that's been taken. But other than that, you know, if you fall into that trap, there's not a whole heck of a lot we can do to help you out. So, like I said before, please be careful on what you're investing in, how you're using cryptocurrency, and things like that. We are seeing a lot of those.
Okay, thank you for elaborating on that. That's
Yep.
helpful. We see it a lot, and I'm
Mhm.
just curious if it's happened here, so
Yep.
terrific.
Would the sheriff department have anybody that would be able to put on a presentation about fraud?
Yeah, certainly. Actually, our investigator assigned to the city of East Buffalo, Derek Lean, has done it twice now. He's got one on a PowerPoint. I think it takes about a half hour. We've done them at the sheriff's office. We did it last spring. We can certainly set something up.
Yeah, I was wondering if we could have maybe like a 15-minute one we're planning a spring town hall meeting.
Yep.
But in addition to that, possibly the seniors would be interested in a longer version.
Yep.
So I know seniors are targeted explicitly.
Yeah, we did one
Yeah.
at the sheriff's office last year, and then we were up at Our Saviors, I think. So
Okay.
we can certainly set anything up that council would recommend. We can certainly get something on the books, and Derek's more than willing to help.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Suzanne,
and
would
leave
you
me a
want?
card and or a card or a phone number of who to contact, or send me an email,
Yep.
and I will reach out, because third Thursday of every month, we're always looking for somebody.
I'll send you an email in the morning, and we can connect tomorrow.
Perfect, thank you.
Any questions from the public for the sheriff's office? None being heard. Thank you, Derek.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Derek. Fire chief's report.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. Thank you for allowing me to be here tonight. The February numbers you should have before you. We had a total of 59 calls. 30% of those were falls or shortness of breath. So I think everybody's had some sort of bout with the crud that's gone around, and it's sent people to the hospital and stuff. So just make sure you're taking care of yourself. We had one mutual aid fire request, and then we had a car versus power pole were some of the fireside calls. Excel was there very quickly, and they were able to maintain power to the area that was affected and get it fixed relatively quickly. So that was nice. This month we've done 5 hours of training. We focused on incident command, and tonight the fire department members are working with Alina on medical training. I believe it's cardiac and birth. One thing to talk about is burning permits and open burning. I encourage everybody to check the DNR's website for any burning bans that might be coming. With little to no snow on the ground, fires spread fast this time of year, so if you are out burning a brush pile or something like that, make sure you're keeping track of it. Couple of things. There's a retirement that's on the consent agenda for Jeff Borschner. He has 37 years with the department. So I would like to congratulate him and thank him for his time with the department, and wish him well in his retirement. There's new hire number 8 on the consent agenda as well tonight. We're excited about that. 5 probationary members started the academy last week. It sounds like it's going well, and they're acclimating to that well. We also have 2 members that are currently enrolled in Instructor 1 that's being held in Now Then. So it's good to see our people getting out and moving things forward for themselves. And I've been asked a couple of times, and I still don't know the exact answer. I don't know what the ice conditions are. However, I will say with the weather getting warmer, to make sure that you're watching the ice conditions if you're out on the ice. It's going to be 50 on Friday. I know there's a lot of ice out there, but it can deteriorate pretty fast. So just make sure you're being safe out there if you're out on the water. That's all I have.
I know in the news tonight, 2 of them went through on Minnetonka today.
I also saw a news article on Red that there was a pickup with an ice house, and in the water, so. Even though it's been cold and it looks like it should be solid, it's never 100% safe, so.
What's the mandatory date for fish houses to come off this year?
I'm not positive. Is it the 28th?
Yeah, I think so.
It's usually the 28th, the end of February, but I'm not
Oh,
positive.
I was thinking it was March.
No,
No,
it's always been the end of February.
end of February. So.
Okay, that's coming up.
Yep.
I have another question about your new hire versus, how long before they go to the academy? I mean, do they, once they're hired, are they in the academy even though they've been going, the academy has been going on, or do they start at a different level? How does that work?
Well, this particular new hire that we have on the council's agenda tonight comes to us with a lot of experience.
Oh, good. Okay.
He will, well, have to verify with this gentleman, but he wouldn't be attending the academy. But if he were to need the academy, he would have to wait until the summer session started. So the last one that we hired, Colton, we were able to get him onboarded and signed up with the academy just before it started. Ideally, we'd like to have them in-house for a little bit before they start the academy, just so they feel a little bit more prepared. But we were able to get him in just at the end there.
Perfect. Okay, I get it. Thanks. That's all I have.
Any questions from the public for the chief? None being heard. Thank you, Jeff. Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, chief.
Public forum, I don't think anybody signed up for nothing, okay. Consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda. I'd like to pull item F as in frog.
And I'd like to pull item D, and I'll second.
What one did you want to pull?
D.
D.
I'm going to pull G. So,
I'm gonna pull F and A.
okay. All those in favor, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the consent agenda as amended?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, item A.
Mike, I just got a question. Did this, we got the definitions basically in front of usually like the categories of all the expenses?
Yep.
Is that for a reason, or usually it's behind so then we can check at it? Otherwise now we gotta go through this and then come back to this.
Yep, there's two different bill lists that we've provided at this point.
That's
One
what I was
is by vendor, and then the second one is going to be by the actual department that's making the purchase. So, is that the one you're referring to? The one?
Yeah, we'll see, yeah, cause this starts out, you know, usually you got them all listed like this, all the way through, and then
Yeah.
you verify through this.
Right,
That's what I was just wondering, you didn't change the, I
no,
think it's just for this.
no,
Okay. All right, I'll make a motion to approve item A.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on it?
Is there any way we can get them combined?
we can
You-
make the
you
bill
know, I
list.
mean, can we sit down and try and get it where it's a little bit easier to go through the bills instead of opening them one, cross-checking here? You know what I mean? It just takes,
Yep, each list is, obviously, it depends on how the individual would like to look at the actual bill list. One, again, is by vendor, so you
Right.
can go by whoever's making the purchase, or whatever the vendor is that it's getting purchased from, and the other list is by department. So it really depends on how someone wants to look at it. You don't really have to cross-reference them, because they're giving you the same information, except in two different ways.
okay,
So maybe we can just kind of touch base off.
we can add one, a little bit to one, and take a little bit off. I don't
Yep.
know, it just seems like it takes a lot of time, and it's a little confusing at times to
Yep.
go through.
Yep, maybe we
Especially
can just
when you're
touch base
checking the
tomorrow
bills.
and kind of go through, and then maybe get a consensus on what you'd like to see.
Yes,
that-
that'd be great.
Awesome.
Any other discussion? None being heard. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Item D.
Okay, this is the playground purchase. Could you bring up that picture? It's a great playground. And I just have a question about what was on the picture because I couldn't make it out online. And then I wanted to know if you, and I know it's been said before, but I couldn't find it and I can't remember exactly how much and park fees did that development pay?
Sure.
I think it was like 160, 162 so far.
162, so,
I believe so.
okay.
Check that.
So just a little bit of background on this development. So they're through phase 2 as far as approvals are concerned, and they've submitted $162,000 worth of park dedication fees. So this playground, the one that was just illustrated up on the screen there, was going to be $125,837 for your consideration tonight. And then the other part of that is $19,257 for the zip line. And the zip line is very similar to the one that's out in Booster East, so Booster West. And again, it's almost identical, which a total cost of $145,094 then for tonight's consideration.
Perfect. And I was just wondering, where is the zip line going to go up in that park?
That I'm not sure. Again, if they're going to copy kind of what is done at the Booster Park, it's going to be kind of off this main playground. So they have a kind of a separate border and mulch off to the side of the original park.
So they'll add the mulch, more mulch to it? Okay. Yeah. Now, my other question about the picture is, what are those little white things? It looks like there's a little girl standing there, kind of pentagon shaped. Yeah, what are those? Or do they spin? What is that? Do you know? I was just trying to analyze that whole picture, and I'm like, this looks like such a cool playground, but what is that?
Right. Great question. I'm not sure what that actually is offhand or the function of it, but
Okay. Thought I'd ask. All right. Thank you. With that, I'll make a motion to approve item D on the consent agenda.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? None being heard. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unheard. Oh. F, item F.
Just to mirror the chief's comments on Jeff Borsner's retirement from the fire department. He joined in 1988 and 37 years of service. That's quite a run. That's quite the dedication towards the city and the city's residents. So I know through his actions he's probably impacted positively a lot of people. So I just want to thank him for his service.
I also want to say thank you for him. 37 years is a long time, and I'm sure he has benefited a lot of the younger firefighters with the experience that he has, and our residents as well. I know we were doing good, and I wish him a great retirement. Tell him thank you.
And I am wondering, does the city or the fire department give him a plaque to those who retire, or is that not a thing? And yes, come to the podium. And then is there a farewell event for him or anything like that?
The Relief Association has placed an order for commemorative acts, which is customary for retirement of over 20 years. We are putting something together. However, we're leaving it up to Jeff on how big he wants that to be. I would like to have something that really sends him off in style and says thank you, but this is his moment, so I want it to be what he wants. So it might be something just before a drill one night, but as we know more, I'll keep the council informed, because I would encourage everybody to come say thanks.
Thank you. What's his last date?
It was February 1st.
Oh, it was. All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
So, Mike, can the council pass a resolution showing our appreciation and support for his 37 years of,
Certainly.
and get that signed and framed up?
Sure. Yep. We can add that to the next agenda.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you, Mike.
Yep.
And I echo everybody else's. I've known Jeff well before the fire department. We grew up together and that, and runs a quality business in the city. And I think more of Jeff as a team player and a personal friend than anything. He's a great guy. Thank you for his service.
I'd like to also add something tonight. I was talking with Mr. Smith earlier about this. And this is quite an achievement, 37 years of service, writing down some notes and talking with some people. And I wish I knew the guy more personally, but that's one of the things here in the city. You may not know exactly what these guys are doing and how long they've been doing it, but they really put everything into this. And he's answered the call day and night. Every season, in moments of urgency, uncertainty, for nearly 4 decades, he stepped out without hesitation to protect the people of this city. Volunteer service requires a ton of sacrifice. It means missed dinners, interrupted holidays, late nights, early mornings. It means putting others first. For 37 years, he did exactly that with professionalism, courage, and quiet dedication. His longevity alone is remarkable, but the quality of those years, that's what truly defines his legacy up at this department. Leadership and his commitment throughout his career, he served multiple officer positions, taking on responsibilities not for recognition, but because the department needed steady leadership. He's helped guide decisions, support fellow firefighters, and ensure the standards remained high. He's understood that leadership in the fire service is not about rank. It's about accountability, integrity, and setting the right example. His professionalism shaped the culture of this department. His steady presence has brought confidence during challenging calls, and his experience has become a source of strength for a lot of the team members up there. As his career progressed, it is often called that he became a mentor, which is one of the most important roles you can have up there. He's invested time in candidates, new firefighters, sharing knowledge, teaching skills, passing along values that define this profession. He didn't just train firefighters and help train them, he helped shape character. Many standing here tonight and watching and other firefighters have all been influenced by his guidance. The lessons he shared about teamwork, responsibility, and service will continue long after tonight. And that's the true mark of a legacy when you impact lives through others. After 37 years of service, he's now going to take on a new chapter, one focused on family and well-earned rest, and the freedom to enjoy the time that was often sacrificed for others. Retirement from the fire service does not diminish the bond created there. It simply changes his role. He leaves active duty with respect, gratitude, and admiration of an entire department and this community and council. His service to East Bethel has been steadfast, his example has been powerful, and his contribution will be long-lasting. So on behalf of the city of East Bethel, and I think everyone here who has expressed their gratitude tonight, and many of the lives you've touched, thank you. Thank you for what you've done for this city. Thank you for 37 years of courage, 37 years of leadership. Thank you for your mentorship, and thank you for protecting this community since 1988. Your career has been defined by dedication, professionalism, and heart. As you begin this next chapter with your family, know that your legacy here is secure and deeply appreciated, and congratulations on your retirement. It's well earned. Thank you.
Make a motion to approve item F.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Item G, I pulled this, bring up page 45. And this, Jeff, on the last sentence here, under your usage guidelines, you put in the 3-to-1 ratio will be applied during the vacation period, regardless of day or night. What do you mean by the 3-to-1 ratio?
So the 3-to-1 credit or call credit was established in our administrative guidelines that passed in December.
Okay.
If we go back to that, the 3-to-1 ratio is because our department is split into day and night responders, if they come off shift, say a night responder responds to day calls, for every 3 calls that they respond off shift, I'll give them credit towards their night call.
Okay.
Because I can't give them credit towards daytime response, it's not their responsibility.
Right.
This would be the same way. I don't want to discourage people or tell people they can't come if they decide to use vacation time. But I want to encourage them to enjoy their vacation that they've put in for So should they decide to come back, say they only go for 4 days, and they've got 3 days where they can respond, I will still give them credit towards whichever way they go, day or night responders, just at a rate of 3 to 1.
Okay, thank you for your clarification.
Yep.
Any more discussion on it? With that, I'll make a motion to approve this.
Second?
I have a motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item 8G1, selection of townhouse meeting.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, again, historically, the city council has scheduled a seasonal town hall meeting as an opportunity for residents to express concerns and present questions to the city council, staff, and other officials in both a formal and informal setting. The spring town hall meeting is generally held in April and is proposed for a date that doesn't conflict with any other municipal or school district meetings. Staff has reviewed and found there's to be no conflicts with the evening meeting schedules for the school district or any other East Bethel commissions or committees in April 2026 for the dates listed below. So with that, we'll open it up for council discussion on which dates or date they would prefer to have the town hall meeting on.
The only conflict I have is with April 9th. There actually is a Sunrise River meeting that evening.
And my two dates I prefer are Monday, April 6th, or Wednesday, April 29th. And I prefer out of those two the 29th because I think the weather will be even nicer.
That was kind of one of my theories, that if we get later in the month, it might be better weather, might get more people.
Twenty-ninth is good for me.
It's fine with me. Jim?
Yep, that's good.
We'll go with Wednesday, April 29th.
All right, thank you.
All right, with this, we also have a suggestion of possibly having a little meeting on Booster Day. That could be a possibility, just kind of an informal, we're gonna have a stage there anyways. We could take 15 minutes to sit up there, meet a couple people. If we have some more conversation, we could do that. Is there any interest in doing that?
I'm not understanding exactly what you want us to do.
In our last paragraph here, it
Yeah.
says alternatively, last year proposal was made to hold town hall meeting in conjunction with Booster Day. If we wanted to do something like that,
Kind of like we did, not last year, but the year before, where we had a tent and we were there.
we kind of like that, but this would just be, we're gonna have a stage like there was last year. So we could plan 15 minutes where we could sit up on stage and people could ask questions and
Question and answer period? Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like fun.
if, I think that would be easy enough to set up, fit in. It won't take any more staff time. We should be able to have a couple of microphones to just be questioning of where it could fit in on the Booster Day schedule.
Are we gonna be manning the booth this year also?
Right now, there are plans to have both a city booth and a committee booth, but they will be side by side like they have been in years prior. So,
So if there's interest on that, I can bring that up at the next Booster Day meeting and we can fit it in somewhere.
Everyone good with that? Jim?
Yeah.
Tim?
Okay,
All right,
sounds
move
good.
forward on it. All right, 9A, staff reports.
Just a quick update, we did have our financial audit last week, so staff has been busy getting those items together for our auditing team. And again, we have our workers' comp audit next week, so more audit and things to complete for year end, and then after that is done, we go right into budget season. So those are kind of the updates from the finance department. And other than that, I wanted to introduce to the public our new senior city planner, Eric Johnson. He's in the audience tonight, and we're very excited to have him on board, and really eager for him to get going and working with us. So welcome, Eric.
Welcome, Eric.
Okay. Council reports.
Say, Mr. Mayor, I want to point out, we have a city attorney office report as well.
Okay.
So at this point, I guess I'll call Tom Widener up to the podium here if he's ready. I'm catching him cold, but Tom is in the prosecution group, and you guys haven't heard anything from our prosecutors in a while, so thought this was a good opportunity for you guys to get some information about some of the concerns that were addressed at the last meeting, specifically you, Councilmember Urkel.
Thanks. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. My name's Tom Widener. I'm run the prosecution group at Eckberg Lammers. I've been one of our prosecutors there for the last 35 years. But the question, I think there was a question that was posed as to ordinance violations or nuisance violations that are currently being prosecuted in our office is, I believe, what the question came about. Now, ordinance violations are there are a lot of different ordinance violations, but I think you're talking about nuisance property violations specifically. But the ordinance violations that we've prosecuted also include things like dog at large or fire restrictions and things like that. Currently, there are approximately, we've prosecuted only about 50 of those over the last 4 years. But as far as nuisance property violations, there is only one currently open nuisance property violation that we are currently prosecuting. We've prosecuted 5 open files over the last 3 years and criminally. So that's where we sit with those violations. I will tell you that in the course of the last year, we've prosecuted we've opened 186 criminal files in our office on behalf of the city of East Bethel. That was in the year 2025. We average somewhere around 150 open files that will open to prosecute for the city of East Bethel every year. I'm not certain what other information you may want from me at this time. I will tell you that the only one case that we have currently open was set to be tried within the last month or month and a half, and it was not tried because there was another case that took precedent, and that case was brought forward and tried instead. So there's one remaining case that's non-compliant that exists out there.
Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Weiner? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to council reports. Okay, Suzanne?
Yeah, I have a couple things. I attended the airport festival meeting that we're trying to get people to participate so we can recreate a 501c3 and start getting donations for the Anoka County Blaine Airport, and it's going to happen in June of 2027. It's a great place to come and meet different people. I did make a post and I got 4 people, but I mean, we need enough people that are not employees to become a president and vice president, secretary, treasurer, so that this can get off the ground. So we are looking for people. You can messenger me, PM me, call me. My phone number's on the East Bethel website. If you text me, if you're interested, and all I need is your email, and I'll put it on. I'll send it to the MAC, and they will send you meeting invites and all that kind of thing. The dance is coming up first Friday of March, so come out and do some fun dancing. I'll be up there decorating, all Irish-like, and it'll be fun. They do tend to play a little more Irish music in March, so it's a lot of fun. We always have snacks and coffee, and it's a lot of fun. And meet your community. So it's a good place to come. I do want to thank the city for painting the community center over there. It's looking really sharp. It's looking bright. Soon we'll have floors, and someday maybe some windows we can see through, but that will be nice. The seniors are planning instead of a craft vendor sale, it's going to be a combination, and we're going to call it like a flea market, farmer's market for June 13th. And we're going to have games for kids, and it's going to be like an ice cream social, free ice cream, kids games, maybe some prizes for kids. So plan to come out, look for advertisements on that. And I think that's all I got.
Jim? No, I don't have anything. Tim?
Yeah, a Parks meeting was canceled this week, but I want you to know we still have an opening on the Parks Commission. It's an excellent committee. It's a great way to stay involved in the city. And I highly suggest if you're looking to get involved with committees with the city, it's an excellent way to do it. So please think about it and come on board. Please put in an application and see what you can do.
Thank you. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Oh. Yep.
I should have said this earlier when we were talking about Jeff Borschner. We thanked him for his service and his dedication to the city, but I would like to put it on the record and put it out there for everybody to hear. We thank his family as well. They lent him to us for 37 years, and that is a huge part of the fire service here. So I would like to thank his family for letting us have him for that long. So, thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
A motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's done.